this simple molecular equation. If you go to Generic Online TV, we have already balanced a lot of chemical equation. This is simple molecular equation. So in this equation, we have asked list number one, zinc reacting with HCl will give you what? Now this is in the balancing of chemical equation. We have the reactants and we have the products. Is that understood? Now in the reactant here, whatever is in the reactant will be the same thing in the product. If zinc here is 1, zinc here must be 1, so that you know that that is balanced. If zinc here is 1 and zinc here is 2, it means that it is not balanced. Okay, so we are asked to balance these different equation. This example we have been given. So now let's take example in number 1. Zinc here is what? 1. Zinc here is what? 1. It means that zinc is balanced. Hydrogen here is what? Hydrogen here is 1. Hydrogen here is what? 2. It means that hydrogen is not balanced. Chlorine here is 1. Chlorine here is what? Chlorine here is 2. Chlorine is not balanced. So we have to balance this one and balance the side. Okay. Now, another secret of balancing chemical equation is that when you are balancing chemical equation, anything that you need to add, like this one now, chlorine here is 2. You don't need to add. You don't need to come and add here. You can add here. You can add here. You don't add anything here. Is that understood? So now let's go straight forward to balance it. Now, if you look at here, okay, zinc here is 1. Zinc here is 1. Zinc is balanced. Chlorine here is what? 2. Chlorine here is what? 1. Hydrogen here is what? 2. Hydrogen here is 1. And of course, you know that chlorine and hydrogen are together. So chlorine is 2, hydrogen is 2. So what we need to do is that we put our 2 here. Is that understood? Okay. Now hydrogen now is not 2. Chlorine here is what? 2. Chlorine here is 2. Hydrogen here is 2. So the first one is balanced. Is that understood? Now let's proceed to the next one. Now in this one, we have sulfur. Sulfur is 8. Fluorine is 2. And sulfur here is 1. And fluorine here is what? 6. So what do we do? What you have to do is simple. Sulfur here is 8. Sulfur here is 1. You cannot put anything here, or you cannot put anything between here. It is wrong in chemical balancing of chemical equation. So what you do is that you put something here. So what are we going to put? We need to put our own 8. You get that? If you put 8 here, means that sulfur here is having 8. Sulfur here is having 8. Sulfur is what? Balance. Go to, so 6 times 8 will give you what? Will give you 48. Okay, we have 48 here. Now what can you multiply by 2 that will give us 48? We simply multiply what? 24. So here will be what? 24. Is that understood? 24. So 24 times 2 will give us what? 48. And 6 times 8 will give us what? Give us 48. That one is what? Balance. So now you have to do this one while I will proceed with this one. Okay. Now in the case of this one now, we have iron here is what? Iron is 1. Iron here is what? Iron is 2. Oxygen here is 3. Oxygen here is what? Oxygen is what? 2. So what you need to do is that since oxygen here is 2 here, oxygen is 3. So what you do is that if you put 2 here, are you following? If you put 2 here, what you need to do is that 2 times 2 give us what? Give us 4. So iron here will be what? You don't come and put 4 here, no. So what you simply do, you put what? 4 this side. Okay, so now 3 times 2 give us what? 6. 2 times 4 will give us 6. Give you 1, give you 3. So this one is what? Balance. Or is that understood? So